Thanks for attending the video. Today we'll be discussing if statements and other logic. So an if statement you would kind of just use whenever you want something to happen because of another thing. So say you press a button, you want another thing to happen. So I press A, the gripper moves. I press B, the arm moves, kind of like that. So you'll find if statements in this logic area right here. So like I said, if it does, so that's kind of how you can remember that. So for example, if gamepad1.a, then set gripper position to 0. It's as easy as that. But say you wanted gamepad A to set a motor's power to 1, right? You wouldn't want the motor to be set to power 1 all the time, right? So this little settings icon, you're going to drag an else over to here. And what that'll do is whenever this isn't happening, so say you take your finger off of A, then you can set the power to 0. So if gamepad 1 is A, then it'll set the arm power to 1. And if you're not pressing A, then it'll set the power to 0. So there's also other ways you can do this. So you can also add an else if, and that'll just add multiple conditions. So if gamepad A, it'll set the power to 1. If gamepad B, it'll set the power to 0.5. And if it's not A or B, then it'll set the power to 0. So that's kind of how you would use if statements. So then there's also things called ands. So you would use an and if you want, say you want something to happen only when you're pressing both buttons at the same time. So if you're pressing A and B, then it'll set the power to 1. And then if you're just pressing A, then it'll set the power to 0.5. And then inversely from the and statements, if you're using or, so how this would work would be if you're pressing A and B at the same time, it'll set the power to 1. Then if you're pressing A or B at different times, then it'll set the power to 0.5. And if you're not pressing A or B at all, it'll set the power to 0. So that's kind of an introduction to logic. I hope that wasn't too confusing, and I hope you learned from it. I hope to see you in the other videos. That's all for now. Goodbye.